Alright, so I put it through the wash, and now it looks a little bit cleaner. Again, 20-year-old blanket. You can see here, you're going to see me actually sewing this stuff up in a little bit. But there's one bit of thread pattern there, and it held up pretty nicely in the wash. It's nice and strong. And let's see if I can find the other one. Here we go. You can't even see it without the light directly on it, huh? Yeah, look at this. Big ol' Frankenstein looking thing coming right up along the middle. Let me pull this over into the light a bit. Yeah. So you'll see in a minute how I sewed this all together, and then oh, you can't even see the glue anymore. Put a little bit of glue in there, and I can't even see where I glued it. That is nice. So, all right, enjoy me sewing. So I'm not sure how I'll use this footage, but I've got this really ugly rip in my blanket, and I've repaired similar rips before. This blanket is almost over 20 years old, and it spent most of its life sitting in a closet till I got it about 6 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. My mom made this blanket, and I am now going to have to do some repairs on it. Let me jigger and maneuver some things around here a moment. And no, I did not plan any of what I'm doing out. So, oh, nope. Gotta turn that thing around, otherwise it's gonna fall completely forward, and that's not gonna be very good. Okay, what do I got up here? So I've got myself some brown thread here. Got my little sewing box, and like the only thing in this box I really use is the curved needle right here. And I use a curved needle mainly for when I'm having to repair my teddy bear. And I gotta do some work on her also, and I'll film that too. So what I'm gonna do now is I've got this long old, it's easily like a foot of maybe a foot and a half worth, and then this hole right here, and I'm gonna run out enough thread, and I'm gonna just pretty much just sew everything right up against this main seam right here, because this has the original threading in it. Because really what happened is like a weak point occurred in the material. Like this right here is a little weak point breaking through here, and then eventually it gets big enough that it keeps getting caught, and then it, yeah. So that is more than the same length, but I want to not only double stitch it, there's another length, and then another length. Come on. Another one. And I'm going to do one more length of thread. I even got a little hole up here I'm going to include in the stitching process. So now I've got 5 lengths worth of thread going on. Crap, where's that? Okay, there we go. Woo! Thought I had lost this for a moment. So let's see here. Use my spit there a little bit to get the thread in there. Come on. There we go. Now, you get back to the other end of the string here. Let the needle drop down to the ground. Don't worry about the needle. It's going to be fine. Okay, now I'm at the end of the string here. End of the string here. And I'm going to line up. Gotta get these both lined up as close as possible. Alright, like this, and then again, then I take the thread, fold it over like this, and then get it through. And I want to get the knot as close to the end as possible. This is going to be my basing knot. And it's got to be more than big enough. So I've got to do another. Come on. Do another loop. Past the knot you already made through the middle. And this is where fingernails come in handy a lot. Alright, hold on. I need to carefully work this down to here. Okay, that's not too bad, but I need to try that again. Because if you don't make the knot at the end of your string big enough, it's just going to pop through your fabric. And not only is that going to lead to, ooh, there we go. Lead to your string just coming all the way, your thread just coming straight out of your project. But then, it's also going to damage your fabric and make whatever hole you have in it even worse. Come on. Okay. There we go. Look at this. Now I'm going to come back here. Oh, look how much I've got a lot of string to work with here. It's going to be funny is that this probably still isn't going to be enough. So I'm going to get it in through here like this. Go ahead and go through like this. And I'm just going to half-ass it. I'm just as fixed as possible, and I'm sure there's proper seamstress out there that are just screaming their pretty heads off. You're doing it horribly, horribly wrong, and your mother would be very disappointed in you. No, she wouldn't. I mean, she'd probably try and correct what I'm doing, but she wouldn't care. My mom was really good at doing sewing and stuff, and she made a bunch of different kind of blankets. She did the crochet. Oh, she made a bunch of really nice crocheted blankets. Dude, so I'm having issues with roommates again still. This guy, the same guy that stole my food. He ever since he moved in, he's got bad bathroom habits, as in his digestion is something to be feared. And I've seen what he eats. He brings home big ol' boxes of Taco Bell burritos, and he eats microwaved Hot Pockets, and, you know, like he's taking Taco Bell diarrhea crap so bad that he's leaving little poo splatters on the underside of the toilet seat, right? And I just, ugh. So, for the last 3 months now, I've been the one literally wiping up his shit. And he keeps leaving the toilet seat lit up. And before people say, oh, what does it matter? You're a guy. It's not a female thing. It's not a gender thing. It's a hygiene thing. It has always been a hygiene thing. Were you raised in a daft barn? And when I go in there, I'm half awake. It's the middle of the damn day. And my phone slips out of my hand. And instead of bouncing off the top of the toilet seat like, you know, normal, no, it goes straight into the drink. Fortunately, I snatched it out before I had time to soak. And I got all dried off, and it's fun. It's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna call that a no harm, no foul, but still, that set me off. And I went screaming his name out, and he answers his door, and I'm like, dude, you keep leaving shit stains on the toilet, you keep leaving the toilet seat lit up, and I'm just jumping all over his ass. Whoa, whoa. And when it first happened, I got so pissed off that I went to my room and I started slamming my bedroom door in frustration. And, so I'm jumping all over his butt about how he leaves a mess everywhere and he needs to clean up after himself. And I'm tired of literally having to wipe up his shit. And oh, well, I'm not complaining about you slamming the bedroom door or you smoking weed in the house. You can't see my face from the angle, I know. But, the rule about weed and smoking in the house, close your door, open the window. So, he says, I'm not complaining about you slamming your bedroom door. Oh, you mean the bedroom door that I've never slammed before? The bedroom door that I'm slamming because I'm frustrated with literally having to wipe up your shit. Oh. And as far as the weed goes, you can smoke in your room if you wanted to also. Oh, well, I could pass a drug test and you can't. Yeah. Fuck's that got to do with fucking what? Yeah, I'm a rent-a-cop, but you know what? I don't work for no government agencies, so it doesn't matter. And I talked to my landlady, and she's tired of it also, because he's getting complaints from other people living in this house, which is hilarious. I'm sorry, but, dude, seriously, okay? It irks me and it drives me up the wall when people do behaviors and act in ways that I would have gotten yelled and screamed at and chastised for myself. Growing up, it's, you're weird when you don't respond in this time, or when you react this way, you react that way. And I was apparently choosing to act weird, but then I see neurotypical people, or people that claim to be normal. They present as normal. Do and react in these weird ways, and it's just like, I get this 404 error, like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to do that. Why are you doing that? I'm hoping you're able to see what I'm doing with my hands here. Yes, this is the process I go through whenever I want to put together some weed. Then the next day I went in. No, yeah, the next day I go to clean the bathroom because my agreement with Denise was that I would clean it on the second week. Okay, cool, But then, just a day or so later, somebody has re-cleaned the bathroom, left water all over the damn place, and then erased the dates that I said I would clean, wrote their name, and then the current date. And it's like, did that just fucking happen? Seriously? Would my mom approve of me outright grinding weed right above the blanket she actually originally gave this blanket to my grandparents as an anniversary gift? Yeah. Would she approve? She probably wouldn't care, because this is probably not the worst thing that's been done to one of her blankets. She made a really nice blanket, like one of these, for a family, and it ended up in the garage as a doggy blanket. Yeah. And not even like a respectable doggy blanket. No, the dog was pissing and shitting on it. Oh. Nah. Can you guys believe what's going on with the Russian war right now? I'm watching an infographic thing, and they think how it's going to work out is the Russian elites are gonna throw down in a civil war with Putin, and all the civilians are gonna be joining in, and it's gonna be like a three-way battle royal between the elites, Putin, and the civilian rebels. It's gonna be fucking crazy. And I remember back when all this shit first started off, it was like something out of a fucking anime, and then everything calmed down to just like kind of normal combat. There was one dude that took a couple of water-cooled machine guns from World War II, threw them on a shopping cart, and had the ammo boxes down in the cage part, and he was wheeling that around to different ambush points. I think I'm gonna run out of thread. Although, no, I might have enough. Oh. The machine shop, my dad's machine shop that I got packed up a while ago, back at the end of December, we got everything finally all packed up and sent back to Kentucky. My dad's back there now with his wife, and yes, my mom died, he got remarried. Okay, there. Alright, okay. Oh, fuck. Oh. I'm hoping I have enough. I got my Gorilla Glue here. Okay. And I use that to seal up the thread. See that there? It looks ugly, but it's relatively waterproof. Like I can run it through the washing machine and there's no issue. This thing is surprisingly warm, and I still actually have another blanket that she made a long time ago. I still got this one here. This one's got the nice soft satin velvet stuff on the inside that feels really nice. But it's also got the nice warm stuff on the front. And I've even done repairs on this one here. I did a little hole right here that I fixed. Is there anything else that's easy to get at that I can show you? Oh, no, that's the same one. You ever hear of a quillo? So I don't know if it's a real thing. It's something my mom would make, and I loved them. I never really used them properly, but I loved the idea of them. A quillo is a quilt pillow, and it's a quilt that you make it just thin enough, and down at the bottom, you sew in like a little pouch, and if you fold it correctly, you can fold the blanket quilt up into a pillow. Quilt pillow. That blue space blanket I got, all the cartoon ships all over it used to be a quillo until the pocket ripped off. And I used to use that blanket all the time until I got this big old gaping hole, like a friggin' rip in the space-time continuum, you know? It's tucked away on a shelf over there right now with a bunch of plushies, cabots, and a rocket raccoon and stuff. It's raining out here in Santa Ana really nicely right now. It's coming down hard all day earlier. Oh no, my YouTube shut off. I was gonna make a comment earlier about how I get annoyed about people doing things that I would get yelled at about, you know? And when it comes down to it, I got this phrase I want to say. You know, it should not be up to the 39, soon to be 40 in another year. I'm going to be 39 in April. It should be not be up to the 40-year-old stoner autistic man child to explain this stuff to an adult. It should not be up to me to explain, A, when you put something in the microwave, don't leave a mess, and if you do, clean up. Hey, when you go to shave, and I've said this to people about shaving, they're like, you don't shave. I'm like, yes, I do. I shave my neck and I shave my lips. Oh, you do shave. My God. Like, the beard is just so overpowering, I guess. When you shave, you know, you don't just wave your razor all over the damn place. You gently hold it underneath the water and you swish it around. You know, it's like these are common sense things, but it's like, holy fuck, I'm realizing how many people out there that are objectively worse than me. And it's like, I thought I was bad. I thought I was stupid. You know, at work even, we got 8, not including the one lady coworker who rarely uses the restroom. So let's say we've got 7 grown ass men going in this restroom. And at least one of them apparently can't damn aim because the main boss man's having to lecture us all, guys. Somebody's going up in there and they can't aim and they're pissing all over the floor. It's fucking disgusting. It's like, wait a minute. We're all here at least 20 years old, right? So, when you time you reach 20 years old, shouldn't you be able to aim your penis? California's falling apart, man. We got the homeless people all over the place. We got the government not wanting to work right. We got cops running around beating the shit out of people for stupid reasons. Well, that's the problem with cops is that a lot of them used to be schoolyard bullies. See, now I've got that old thread I was talking about earlier that's still nice and strong. I'm not sure when I did this thread repair here, but it's been there for a while. Cops are schoolyard bullies. You know, my older brother, growing up, I I don't know when he started doing this stuff, okay, but he was a bully. As far back as I can remember, he was a bully, and it was always up to the 6 years younger child. It's up to the 6 year old child to deal with the 12-year-old abuser on their own. Because my family, my father had it in his mind that autism was something you should just learn to get over. Learn to overcome it. Just try to be normal. Oh, but there's no such thing as normal, so figure that shit out. But at some point, I'm going to say he started doing it when he was 14 because that's when I really remember him becoming a lot more violent. So he was 14, I was 8. He was 14, starting out middle school, joining in, hanging out with the guys smoking meth. He was a 14-year-old alcoholic, meth-using, bipolar individual. And it was up to the 8-year-old autistic, abused child with a history of already being abused by this individual to deal with it on their own. That bears repeating. It was up to the sexually abused, physically abused, autistic, psychologically traumatized 8-year-old child to deal with the 14-year-old bipolar, meth-using alcoholic who already has an established power base of he's allowed to be abusive to this younger child since at least he was 12 years old. But, you know, if you can't handle him, you can't handle anybody, is what I would be lectured about and told. Okay, so I'm seeing here, wow, I might have enough to complete this all up, but next time I do one of these, I really should probably, instead of only doing 5-string, do a 6-string. Do 6 lengths. And you can see going along the whole thing down here, yes, it's ugly, but it's a 20-year-old blanket. It's my comfy blanket. It's my blanket. My mom made it. Let me throw something in the wash probably. Like, I've actually started leading away from that primary thread, and I think I gotta start leading back towards it a bit more because I'm trying to get the strength from that main thread into this new thread. So hold on a second. I would like to see more interaction from my viewers. I got some more work done on that Lego model. I gotta actually get back on filming that. Okay, so I've led the tear back into lining up with that primary thread. Yeah, as this thread gets shorter and shorter, I get more and more worried. You know, this is like almost an analogy for life. That is, the closer you get to the end, the more thread you run out of. Did I tell you all that? Yeah, no, I mentioned that my grandma died last year. Yeah, I've talked about that before. Oh, have I shown this off? There was more in here. I've done a couple of doses of it. It was fun, actually. And I was surprised at how well I maintained control of my faculties. I wasn't like looping and bouncing off the walls and shit. I was really mainly just sitting there giggling. I saw a cock dragon. Sitting there in the living room, just staring in the black corner of the ceiling, and like out of the darkness stomps this reptilian chicken. And it's just like kind of paddling around, doing its thing. And like it's a dragon rooster. It's a dragon rooster. And I'm like, cock dragon. And he hears me. And he like snaps at me. And like he's like a cartoonish kind of chicken almost. You know, like not a realistic chicken, but like a cartoon chicken. So he's got like really expressive eyes and stuff, and like his beak like maneuvered around like a cartoon beak, but it was all scaly and shit. And he was pissed. Like, how dare you see me? And I'm like, it's okay, dude. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. And then like I'm seeing this thing, and he like starts screeching at me, and like as he's like alien style, xenomorph style, a tiny little cock dragon emerged from his mouth and like merged with his and I'm like, dude, it's okay. I'm sitting there in this blacked out living room, giggling, cock dragon, like reaching out to this invisible creature. It's okay, man, relax. It's all right. And this creature starts actively biting at my hand, and like I can see him biting my hand, and like I can see blood drip. Like he's really, fuck you. But I was like, I know, dude, you're tripping balls. Like in the back of my head, like I'm actively seeing this hallucination just rip my hand apart as I'm actively trying to pet at it. And the back of my head is like, you're tripping balls right now, man. That's not really there. You're tripping balls right now. That's not really there. And I was like, well, I can't feel him ripping my hand off, so I'm just gonna keep trying to pet him. Oh. See, that'd probably be my problem. If I got stuck in a horror movie, I'd walk right up to the giant Cthulhuoid monster and like, hey, dude, you want to smoke some weed with me? And I get my head ripped clean off. Or I'd be smart and just hide away in a room smoking weed the whole time, like the Gustavo in Suffering One. You ever reach into the darkness and it feels cold, but it feels good. You have to be careful not to reach into the darkness too long because the darkness it reaches back, and if it grabs a hold of you, well then, you are no more. I just want to sit here, smoke my bong, and listen to my music. I look outside the door and I see horrible, horrible things, and I go, bah! It's not my problem. My friends, they go to investigate. I say, no, stay here, relax. Let the creatures be them. Let the monsters do their thing. Can almost hear the Sonic the Hedgehog. But as I'm rolling around in bed, seriously, I had this end of the blanket up over my shoulders, and every once in a while I'm catching my elbow into this great gaping hole and just grah. Oh, it'd be nice if this is like a half-hour vlog of me just sitting here rambling while I stitch up my hole. Okay, so I've got this tiny one here, and I'm gonna run the thread all the way through underneath it. Yeah, all the way through underneath it, and just collect it all together in one shot. And I think I'm gonna. Oh yeah, that's gonna end up being kind of bulked up and ugly in there, but I don't care. This blanket doesn't need to look nice. It needs to stay strong and keep me warm. Okay, so I have, as far as I'm concerned, run out of thread, and I'm going to have to go back over this with another run. Because what I need to do now is you got to have enough thread to do this with, okay? Come down here to the very bottom and then hook that around like this. Now that you've got your knot going, keeping track of the different ends is annoying, but now you're going to get it all the way as far down as you can. See, okay, yeah, that's not going to be too bad. So again, I'm going to stretch it out here. And again, using the curved edge, you're going to come up here, bring it around like this, and then just like tying shoelaces almost, right? Just keeping track. Again, I want to get the knot. Okay. Again, when everything relaxes out, see, there we go, yeah. See, I got it all tightened up and tensioned right now. And I'm going to get one more up in here. There we go. You look at that. See that? See? Now, am I end up wasting, like, probably, like, altogether when I unbound this, it's like maybe, 6 inches worth of thread. Am I wasting that? Yes, but this is all being done by hand. You're going to end up with a lot of waste material when you do it by hand. Now, when we cut it, and yes, this is the same exacto I used on my weed. No, I'm not licking the blade. Got all that resin and shit on there. That's nasty. So, yeah, here we go. See, yeah, this is... What do I use this for? Nothing. That goes in the trash. Even my mom would agree that would just go in the trash. Where did the glue go? Okay, so I had it all under tension and I had it all go bunched up. But see, now it's nice and smooth and flat against the cloth. I'm going to take my glue again. Yeah, man. It is starting to run low, and I'm going to finish up this video soon. There we go. I like to use the super gel, even though it's kind of frustrating to work with, and I think I've got some dried up all in here right now, because it helps to kind of keep itself in place. This right here is such a small hole that I'm going to go ahead and do it on my own. It'll take me like maybe 10-15 minutes. But yeah, see, there we go. I've just sewn up and repaired a nice piece of basically family heirloom blanket. And I'm going to do some other sewing on this and stuff. And I'm going to run it through the wash before I give it a good, before I show it off in real big picture. But this is the pattern. It's like a little circus carousel thing going on with a rabbit here and then horsey down here. And then there's other animals. And then there's this cool design here. But yeah, it's like over a 20-year-old, 26-plus-year-old blanket. And here's the clear thread she used, actually. She used this plastic clear thread on a lot of stuff. Because she thought it looked really nice and she thought it was nice and strong, and she just didn't want to bother with multiple colors of thread. She just wanted to get on and start sewing away. Oh my goodness, there's so many of these loose threads. I hope what I'm doing right now is appropriate, because I would feel really bad if I'm being yelled and screamed at by actual seamstresses telling me that I'm doing a horrible thing removing all these threads. But the way I see it, if I don't remove them while they've popped out, like this thread right here, there's still a little bit poking out, and if I didn't cut that one off just now, then it would just keep getting tugged and tugged and tugged and tugged and tugged. And that can't be good, right? So, alright. Let me see how long this video has been going for. Ugh. Wow, yeah, okay.